Hello students, welcome you all back to my channel Hans Commerce Tutorial. Presently we are discussing the subject Business Statistics 2. In this subject already we have completed one topic called Theoretical Distribution. In that theoretical distribution we have discussed the concepts and we have solved many problems on theoretical distribution. And in the topics of binomial distribution, Poisson distribution and normal distribution. Two discrete probability distribution and one continuous probability distribution. The binomial and Poisson are discrete, whereas this normal distribution is a continuous probability distribution. So if you have not watched my previous videos, go up to the playlist of my channel, select those videos, watch it. You will get a lot of knowledge from those videos. Particularly, you will get a lot of command on the subject. So now in this video, I am going to start the new topic of Business Statistics 2, that is probability. Normally, this topic of probability, student community will feel it very difficult. The reason, we have varied nature of problems. The problems are entirely unique problems, different type of problems. Until and unless you understand the concept, you cannot be able to solve the problem. The problems are not prototype. Every problem will be unique. Even if you solve 1000 problems, 1001th problem will be different. So there is a peculiarity of this topic. So I will try my level best to explain you the detail, the concept of probability. What are the things we have to study? Then we'll go to the problems in detail. But before that, let me thank my viewers, because in such a short period of time, every day views are increasing. I'm getting many more subscribers every day. I'm getting the comments that students like my channel, they like my videos. So I'll be very much thankful to them, and also it gives me more enthusiasm to give many more videos on accounts, finance, commerce, management. So I have a plan to give all this knowledge to the students, so that the students can increase their knowledge in their particular field. So keep watching. And if you have not subscribed my channel yet, please subscribe it and become a part of this group of Hans Commerce Tutorial. So now we'll start the topic probability. Introduction to probability. The word probability is commonly used whenever there is uncertainty about happening of an event. There are different types of events in our life. We have certain events, we have uncertain events. The certain events are, when a person is born, definitely is going to die. Death is certain. Whereas similarly, when something is thrown up, definitely due to gravitational force, it will come down. So these are the certain things. But there are many things which are uncertain. There we have to use the term probable. So in ordinary parlance, we can use probable is the word which is used whenever there is uncertainty. But in statistics, in mathematics, probability does not mean only a vague meaning of uncertainty. In this statistics, probability means a measure of uncertainty. A numerical value will be given to uncertainty under certain conditions and following certain methods. By following some method under certain conditions, we give a numerical value to the uncertainty. That numerical value is called probability. Now this probability is not a new concept. It is coming from centuries. Actually, probability was originated during the 17th century. During the 17th century by gamblers. In case of games of chances, like throwing a die, throwing a coin, picking a card from a pack of cards, etc. These are called games of chances. The probability was first used by gamblers in those games of chances. They want to predict what would be the outcome in the experiment of throwing the die, throwing the dice, or picking a card from a pack of cards. So originated there, but later on it has been used by every field wherever there is uncertainty. Nowadays no area is left without the usage of probability. Now it has become an important tool of statistics. स्टैटिस्टिक्स सब्जेक्ट का बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट बैकबोन स्पाइनल कॉर्ड हो गया ये प्रोबेबिलिटी. व्हाई? Because everywhere uncertainty is there. The uncertainty is measured in terms of numerical value. So that is probability. So nowadays probability is widely used in every field wherever there is uncertainty. So we give the probability a numerical value. The numerical value will range from 0 to 1. From 0 to 1. It will never exceed 1 and it will never be less than 0. Always the probability will range from 0 to 1. 0 probability means the event will never going to happen. That event is not at all going to happen. That event is called the probability is 0. Example, when you throw the die. When you throw the die, what is the probability of getting 7 up? Getting 7 up, 0 probability. Why? Because there is no 7 at all in the die. When you throw the die, the faces are 1 to 6 only. We don't have 7th face. So there is no question of coming 7. The probability is 0. Similarly, and for example, a person is writing the examination for MBA. What is the probability that he will pass the MBBS exam? 0. Because he is not writing MBBS, he is writing MBA. How come he can be able to pass the MBBS exam? 0. Similarly, a cricket match is played between India and England. What is the probability that Australia will win this match? 0 probability, because Australia is nowhere connected with India and England match. So where the possibility of the event is nil, there we use the probability 0. 1. When the event is definitely going to happen, we use the term the probability will be exactly equal to 1. Example, when you throw the coin, you may get head or you may get tail. So what is the probability of getting head or tail in a throw of coin? 1. Because when you throw the coin, definitely you are going to get head or tail. Anyone you are definitely going to get. So the probability of getting head or tail is 1. So in this way the probability will range from 0 to 1. Now this is the brief explanation about the term probability. So it's a numerical value. From statistical point of view, probability is a numerical value for uncertainty given under certain conditions by following certain method of calculations. That is called probability. Now, basic concepts in probability. Before starting the problem and other theory, we must know the concepts, meaning of the concepts which are frequently used in probability. First, the term experiment. Experiment means any operation or any activity which produces some result. Any activity or operation which produces some result is called experiment. Example, a cricket match is an experiment. Because when a cricket match is played, the result will be out. One of the team will win, the other team will lose. This is the result. Similarly, when you write the examination, that is also an experiment. Because when you write the examination, the result will come whether you may pass or you may fail. So, any activity or operation which will produce some result is called experiment, trial. The experiment when actually conducted, it will become a trial. Example, a cricket match is an experiment. When the match is actually played, the experiment will become a trial. Next, event. Event means the outcome of the trial, the result of the trial. Example, the throwing of a coin is a trial. Throwing of a coin is a trial, because by throwing the coin you will get the outcome. The outcome may be head or tail, anything up. So event का मतलब होता है the outcome, the result of the experiment, the result of the trial. When you throw the coin, getting head up or getting tail up, this is the event. Two events are there. When you throw the coin, there are two events possible. You may get head or you may get tail. These two are called events. Elementary event. The events are again classified into two types, elementary event and composite event. Elementary event का मतलब ऐसा event which will not give any subjoint events. The events are final. No subdivision will be there of the event. Example, when you throw the coin, you may get head or tail. That's it. No further classification. These are called elementary event. Composite event का मतलब there will be some subjoint events may occur. Example, when you throw the die. When you throw the die, what is the probability of getting an even number? Getting an even number. So getting an even number is an event. Apart from that, there are 3 sub-events because even numbers are 3 in the throw of die. 2, 4, 6. Actually, dice will have 6 faces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In these 6 faces, 3 are even numbers. Which are the 3 even numbers? 2, 4, 6. This is a subdivision. This is called composite event. Then exhaustive event. Exhaustive event. When the total number of outcomes are known in the experiment. If the total number of outcomes are known in the experiment, that is called exhaustive. Example, when you throw the coin, the total number of outcomes are 2 only, head or tail. Similarly, when you throw the dice, you may get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, anything. So maximum 6. So these are called exhaustive. When the maximum number of outcomes are known. Then mutually exclusive. Mutually exclusive event means when one event occurs, the other event will never occur. Which preclude the happening of the other event. अगर A event हो गया तो B कभी नहीं होगा. अगर B हो गया तो A कभी नहीं होगा. तो इसको mutually exclusive event बोलते हैं. Example, best example of mutually exclusive event when you throw the coin. If you throw the coin, you may get head or you may get tail. If you get the head, you will never get the tail. Similarly, if you get the tail, you will never get the head. दो में से कोई एक होगा. तो इसको mutually exclusive event कहते हैं. Then equally likely events. 2 or more events are equally likely when the chance of happening of each event is same. Chance of happening of each event is same. Same example I'll give you in the throw of coin. The possibility of the probability of getting head is equal to the probability of getting tail. जब coin throw करेंगे तो chance of getting head and chance of getting tail both are same. ये नहीं कह सकते हमेशा ज्यादा हेड ही आता या ज्यादा टेल आता, कुछ भी आ सकता, दोनों के चांसेस इक्वल है. तो इक्वली लाइकली केस. देन इंडिपेंडेंट इवेंट्स. 2 events are said to be independent if the outcome of the one event will not affect the outcome of the second event. Suppose A and B are 2 events. The probability, the output, the event of B will not affect the event of A. A का जो आउटकम है उससे B के आउटकम पे कोई इफेक्ट नहीं होना, उसको कहते हैं इंडिपेंडेंट इवेंट. एग्जांपल, व्हेन यू थ्रो द कॉइन 2 times, सेकेंड टाइम व्हेन यू थ्रो द कॉइन इट विल नॉट बी अफेक्टेड बाय द आउटकम ऑफ द फर्स्ट थ्रो. पहली बार कॉइन थ्रो करे हेड आ गया, तो अब सेकेंड टाइम जब सेकेंड टाइम थ्रो करेंगे तो क्या कहेंगे, क्या फर्स्ट टाइम पे हेड आ गया अब डेफिनेटली टेल आ सकता? नहीं कह सकते. या ऐसा कह सकते फर्स्ट टाइम हेड आया अभी भी हेड आएगा? नहीं कह सकते. Because the 2 events are completely independent. Then complementary events. The events are called complementary when 2 mutually exclusive and exhaustive. Only exhaustive and mutually exclusive events are there. So in an experiment, in an event, 2 outcomes are occurring and both the outcomes are mutually exclusive and totally exhaustive. That is called complementary event. Example, throwing of the coin, same, exhaustive and mutually exclusive. Last one, sample space. Sample space is the set of all the possible outcomes of an experiment. Sample space is the set of all possible outcomes of an experiment. Example, when you throw the coin, the possible outcomes are head and tail. So we put head and tail in bracket. That is called sample space. उसी तरह when you throw the die, the sample space are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like that. That is called sample space. So these are the basic concepts which you have to remember while doing the problem on probability. Now we'll come to the next topic called approaches to the study of probability. Approaches to the study of probability. What are the theories regarding probability? So the theory regarding probability we classify into 4 categories. The first, classical approach. This is the oldest approach for the study of probability. Probability के study का सब में पहला approach जो था वो classical approach. It's the oldest. So according to this classical approach, the probability of an event is the ratio. The probability of an event is the ratio of number of favorable cases divided by total number of outcomes. Number of favorable cases divided by total number of outcomes. Example, when you throw the coin, our favorable case is getting head up. हमारा favorable case है कि head आना. तो कितने heads हैं यहाँ पर? 1 है. What is the total number of outcomes when you throw the coin? 2. So 1 by 2 is the probability of getting head. Similarly, when you throw the dice, the total number of outcomes are 6. Now we need what is the probability of getting 5 up. Our favorable case is getting 5 up. So how many 5s are there? Only one 5 is there. How many total number of outcomes? 6. So 1 by 6 is the probability of getting 5 up in a throw of coin. Similarly, when you draw a card from a pack of cards, playing cards, a pack of playing cards will consist of 52 cards in which there are 4 kings and 4 queens. So what is the probability of drawing a king from a pack of cards? So how many kings are there? 4. Total number of cards 52. So 4 by 52 is the probability of drawing a king from the pack of cards. So this formula is given: number of favorable cases divided by total number of outcomes. This is equal to probability. This is according to classical approach. So classical approach easily we can apply to find out the probability, but there is limitation on this classical approach. The classical approach is more suitable only in cases of games of chances. जहां पर games of chance रहेगा वहां पर classical approach is good. Easily we can find out. But once when you move away from the games of chances, it will be difficult to apply because totality of the outcomes may not be known. जहां पर totality of outcomes अगर मालूम है तो वहां पर classical approach apply कर सकते हैं. जहां पर totality of outcomes not known, we cannot apply probability. There we have to apply the other approaches. The second approach is relative frequency approach. This relative frequency approach says we can find out the probability by using the past frequencies, past experience. So on account of limitation of this classical approach, relative frequency approach was developed. It says we can find out the probability by using the past data, previous year's data. By using previous year's data, we can be able to find out the probability. That's it. Then third one is subjective approach. According to subjective approach, probability does not require any formula. Only according to one's perception, belief, we can give the probability. When a person has the full information about the situation के बारे में पूरा information है, तो अपने belief के हिसाब से, अपने perception के हिसाब से एक numerical value दे सकते. Example, I am a teacher. I am teaching a number of students. Mr. X is one of the students. I have given the teaching for the last 1 year. Now I can be able to judge what is the potentiality of this student. Then I can give the probability. What is the probability that this student will pass the entrance examination? According to my belief, according to my perception. So I have not applied any formula. I have not followed any procedure. According to my belief, I have given the probability. Right? This is called subjective approach. Last is axiomatic approach. This approach, according to this approach, no formula is applied, no method is given, only it depends on some axioms. Axioms means postulates, rules. According to the rules, the probability will range. The first rule according to axiomatic approach, first axiom or first rule is the value of probability will range from 0 to 1. The sample space, complete sample space is equal to 1. Thirdly, if there are two events A and B which are mutually exclusive, probability of A or B is equal to P of A plus P of B. अगर दो event है, दोनों भी mutually exclusive है, two events are there and both the events are mutually exclusive, what is the probability of A or B is equal to P of A plus P of B. These three are the axioms. So we have completed approaches. Now theorems of probability. Broadly, there are two theorems of probability: addition theorem and multiplication theorem. The addition theorem says if you want the probability of A or B, if you want to find out the probability of A event or B event, suppose two events are there, A, B. Now if we are interested in finding out what is the probability of A or B, then simply you have to add up the individual probabilities, P of A plus P of B. P of A plus P of B. if the events are mutually exclusive. So whenever you have to find out or P of A or P of B, और अगर मालूम करना है तो वी हैव टू यूज एडिशन थ्योरम. अब एडिशन थ्योरम में आने के बाद ये देखना है कि वो जो इवेंट्स ए बी है वो म्यूचुअली एक्सक्लूसिव है या नॉट म्यूचुअली एक्सक्लूसिव है. नॉट म्यूचुअली एक्सक्लूसिव का मतलब बोथ कैन आल्सो हैपन. म्यूचुअली एक्सक्लूसिव का मतलब एनी वन कैन हैपन. ए हुआ तो बी नहीं होगा, बी हुआ तो ए नहीं होगा, तो म्यूचुअली एक्सक्लूसिव. अगर ए और बी दोनों भी हो सकते हैं, ए भी हो सकता, बी भी हो सकता, ए एंड बी भी हो सकता, दोनों भी हो सकते, तो इसको कहते हैं नॉट म्यूचुअली एक्सक्लूसिव इवेंट. तो whenever we apply A or B, we have to see whether the events are mutually exclusive or not. If it is mutually exclusive, P of A or B is equal to P of A plus P of B. Or we can write union also. P of A union B is equal to P of A plus P of B. Right? Whether we write union or we can write or, means same. P of A or B is equal to P of A plus P of B. This is the formula according to addition theorem whenever we require or. Similarly, if the events are not mutually exclusive event, not mutually exclusive event अगर है तो P of A or B is equal to P of A plus P of B minus P of A and B. So here we can write down P of A union B is equal to P of A plus P of B minus P of A intersection B. P of A intersection B. So this is the difference between mutually exclusive and not mutually exclusive. Now multiplication theorem. If two events are there which are completely independent, then the probability of occurrence of both the events, अगर दो event है दोनों भी completely independent है, the events are not at all related to one another, then what is the probability that both will occur? Then we apply multiplication theorem. In other words, P of A and B is equal to P of A into P of B. Here we can write like this. P of A intersection B is equal to P of A into P of B. यह multiplication theorem. अगर joint probability मालूम करना दो event को एक साथ combine, what is the probability both will happen? So this one. Now types of probability. Probabilities are divided into three categories like marginal probability, conditional probability, joint probability. Marginal probability is called unconditional probability. No condition is attached. It's called simple probability. Simple probability. The marginal probability can be obtained by using the formula number of favorable cases divided by total number of outcomes. Best example, when you pick a card from a pack of cards, what is the probability that it is a king? That it is a king. So how many kings are there? 4 kings are there in the pack. The probability of drawing a king 4 by 52. That's it. No condition is attached. तो ऐसा probability जो कोई condition के ऊपर attached नहीं है, simple probability है, that is called marginal probability. Number of favorable cases divided by total number of outcomes. Second, conditional probability. Conditional probability says the probability which is dependent on some condition. Example, A and B. B will happen only after the occurrence of A. B will happen only after the occurrence of A. So we can find out what is the probability of B given A. Probability of B given A. तो इसको कहते हैं conditional probability. The probability of B depends on the condition that A has occurred. A occurred होने के बाद ही B occurred होगा. तो B will depend on A. Conditional probability. Joint probability means the probability when the two events are multiplied. If दो या दो से ज्यादा इवेंट को अगर कंबाइन कर दिए, मल्टीप्लाई कर दिए, तो विल गेट द जॉइंट इवेंट. एग्जांपल, P of A into P of B is a joint probability. So these are the different types of probability. Now, Bayes theorem. Bayes theorem we are not going to discuss now because already this much we have discussed the theory. We'll do the problem. Nearly 30 problems we'll do on this concept what we have discussed so far. Then after completing 30 problems, we'll do the problems on Bayes theorem. At that time, I will discuss about the meaning of the term Bayes theorem, how the theorem is derived, and where to apply this Bayes theorem. And this is very important from examination point of view. In most of the examination, the problems will be asked from Bayes' theorem. So last one, mathematical expectation or expected value. It's a small concept. After completing Bayes' theorem, I am going to explain you about mathematical expectation while doing the problem. It does not require much explanation about mathematical expectation. So these two concepts I am going to explain you in detail after completing the problem on probability, right? Hope you understood the theory of the term probability. Briefly, I'll recap. In this video, I have explained you the meaning of the term probability. In common parlance, probability is a concept which is used whenever there is uncertainty of happening of an event. There we use probability. But in statistics, we give a numerical value to the term probability for the uncertainty. The numerical value depends on some conditions and also the method of calculating. That is called probability. And the probability is not a new concept. It is coming from centuries. From 17th century it is coming, but confined only to games of chances. But nowadays, probability is used everywhere. Wherever there is uncertainty, we use the term probability, right? And it has become a very important tool of statistics. The value of probability will range from 0 to 1. That's it. Now we have discussed about the different concepts which are used in probability: experiment, trial, event, elementary event, composite event, exhaustive event, equally likely event, independent event, complementary event, and sample space. These are the details we have discussed. Then we have discussed about the approaches to the study of probability. तो ये probability के study के लिए 4 approaches है. The first classical approach, which is the oldest approach, but this approach is suited only in case of games of chances. Games of chances like throwing the coin, throwing the die, or picking a card from pack of cards. तो ऐसा situation में classical approach best है, क्योंकि classical approach simple formula दे दिया. Probability of event A is equal to number of favorable cases divided by total number of outcomes. Right? That is correct. Relative frequency approach says we'll take the probability by analyzing the past data. Subjective, it depends on our belief, perception, we give a numerical value. Axiomatic, it gives some rules. The probability depends on some rules, the 3 rules it has given. Then theorems of probability, addition theorem and multiplication theorem. So we have discussed up to here. Inshallah, we'll start the problems in the next video. Hope you understood the concept, you got the complete command on the theoretical concept of this probability. In the next video, we'll start the problem. If you like my video, please subscribe it, share it in your group so that more and more students can be benefited from my lecture. See you again in the next video.